Welcome to your very first tutorial in Excel. What I want you to do is go to your Start menu and just type in Excel. And before you do anything, since we're using it a lot in this class, I want you to right-click on it and I want you to say Pin to Start menu. So that way, whenever you go into your Start menu, it's right here at the top. You can also pin it to your taskbar down here if you like, and just open a blank document. When you open it, you'll see lots of different templates in here, from weight loss trackers to vacation planners, but right now we're just going to get into a plain old blank workbook. And I want to help you guys get into the habit of saving things before we even start. So go to File, Save As, and go into My Documents or click Browse. And what I want you to do is I want you to create like a 9th grade folder. If you have one already set up, that's great. You'll need to create a computer folder in it. So I'm going in my year folder, and I want you to make a folder in here called Excel. So in the Excel folder, I want you to create a new folder and call it Chapter 1. We got a couple different chapters. And we're going to save all of our projects the same way. So it's going to be your last name, underscore your first name, underscore this project is called 1A, underscore quarterly, underscore sales. It is better whenever you're saving projects to use an underscore instead of a space for your computer. So go ahead and click Save. This blank area here is called a worksheet or a spreadsheet. The whole document itself is called a workbook. So the workbook holds many sheets, just like a real book holds lots of sheets. But this workbook holds a lot of spreadsheets or worksheets. And if you see down at the bottom, we're on sheet 1 right now. You could make lots and lots and lots of sheets within one workbook. A little bit of navigation. So the top has letters along it. These are your columns. So the columns are delineated by letters. So you can actually click on the letters and select full columns. Along the left side, it's delineated by numbers. These are your rows. The intersection of a column and a row is called a cell. So up here in the left corner, we are in cell D12. So it tells you the column and the row that it's in. So whenever we are talking about cell location, like we're in I-16 right now, we're in column I, row 16. And it's always formatted the way by column location and then row location. Personally, I like having the ribbon available to me at all times, but if you need more space, you can always just double click on home and it goes away and all you see is your worksheet. If you want it back, just double click on home again. Alright, so you may notice that in between the letter A and the number 1, there's this little box. This is called the Select All box because it selects your entire workbook. Whenever you go to type in a cell, you need to make sure that this little black box surrounds the cell. This means that this is the active cell. So right now, D12 is our active cell. So I want you to go to A1, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. You could click in A1, or if you go to your navigation box, you can type in A1 and press enter, which is pretty handy. Or if you are anywhere in the document, so say you're at, let's scroll really far down and really far over. Let's see, so I am in cell AT255, and you want to go home. In the top right of your keyboard, you see the delete button. To the left of that is end, to the left of that is home. So all you have to do is do Control Home, and that sends you straight to cell A1 no matter where you are in the document. So in cell A1, we're going to type Profit Marietta's because that's the company we're working for. And whenever you do an Excel document, you always want to have like a title of some sort at the very top. So we're doing Profit Marietta and then press enter. And it's okay that it runs over a little bit. We'll fix that. Don't worry about it. In cell A2, we're going to type second quarter cardio sales. Now, if you notice in Microsoft Word, usually it will tell you there's a typo. If you notice here, it did not tell me. So in Excel, you have to be a little bit more cautious when you're typing. So there were a couple of ways I could have done that. So one way is I could have gone up here to the formula bar, so this is right here, and fixed it up here. Or you can double click in the cell to make it the active cell and then fix it that way. So we're going to separate our actual data a little bit from our titles. So come down to cell A4 and type in exercise bikes. And then press enter. And you'll notice that whenever we're typing in data and words, it's left aligned. If you put like a number in there, it becomes right aligned. It's just the automatic formatting that's in all Excel documents. So if you come down to E5, we're going to type in elliptical machines. Now, if you type in an E, look, it automatically does this thing. It's called autocomplete. So autocomplete will look for letters that are the same and try to figure out if that's what you're trying to type again, because that does happen a lot in Excel. But that's not what we want to type. We want to put in elliptical machines. In A6, type in treadmills. In A7, type in rowing machines. And in A8, type in total. Then click Save if you haven't saved yet. So one thing companies like to do is they like to get a monthly estimate of their inventory. So come into cell B3, and I want you to type in the word April. So if you look up here at the formula bar where April is, if you click this check mark, it will enter it, keeping this the active cell, but we can still manipulate it. So what I want you to do is in the bottom of this box, you see this little corner where it gets just a little bit darker and more protruding in the bottom right-hand corner, and your mouse changes that cross. So what I want you to do is I want you to click on it, and I want you to drag it to the right until it says June, and then let go. So Excel can figure out things like that. So it can figure out months. If you put in like Monday and you drag down, it'll figure out that you're trying to do days of the week. So it's pretty useful. So now we're going to fix some of the spacing we have going on here. So this is not really easy to look at, right? So what we want to do is we want to make it so that all of the items that we've been selling at our company are basically their own column. So if you move your mouse up between A and B, you notice that it changes a little bit. So I want you to press and click, and you see right here where it has 79 or 80 pixels, I want you to change it to be about 120 pixels. All right, so those still overlap just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is pull it just a little bit further so that it looks more like this. So it's a little bit more spaced out. Then what I want you to do is to select April through June. So if you click in the middle of B3 and just drag, make sure that whenever you're selecting is different from the fill handle. This is the fill handle down here that we use to extend our cell. To just select, just click in the middle and drag. With those three selected, go up to your top, and we want to center them. So we want to center align them to put them right in the middle of our columns. So now we're going to start some data entry. So go into cell B4, and I want you to type in numbers 6991.12 into cell B4. Then we're going to go to the right into cell C4. So press the tab button on your keyboard to go right and type in 86894.82. Press tab again and 99650.58. If you press enter, it should bring you down to B5. It's okay if it doesn't. Then I want you to fill in the rest of the table just like this. So go ahead and pause here so you can look at this to enter in your correct data. Remember, there's not going to be anything in the total row. Once you've entered your data, go ahead and save your document. You can go on to the next video.